guys, what's up? My name is Crystal and welcome to my first makeup tutorial on my YouTube channel. I'm really excited to be doing makeup tutorials on YouTube. I've always wanted to do it, so let's get into it. I created this smoky halo eye with kind of like magenta-y colors, and if you want to see how I did this look, then keep watching. Alright, so I've already set my face using the Smashbox Primerizer. It's a primer and it's moisturizer. It has hyaluronic acid in it, so if you have dry skin, this is going to be really good for your skin type. And I did my eyebrows using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in dark brown. Alright, so to get this eye look started, I'm going to go in with MAC's Paint Pot in the shade Painterly. Use my finger to kind of just put it on my eye. You can do it with your finger, or you could do it with a brush if you want. I just do it with my finger. That's your business. Like Tabitha says. I really love this primer. I've been using it forever. I always find myself going back to this one. I've used so many different ones, but I always go back to that one. It's like an oldie but goodie. I'm going to go in with this brush, and it's important that you use a brush that's small like this. This is a Morphe brush. I don't think that they're numbered, so it's just a Morphe brush, and it's rounded like this, and it's like pointed like a pen. I like to use this brush because it gives me a lot of control, but it also allows me to pick up like a lot of pigment too. Okay, so I'm going to go in with the Morphe 35M palette. I love this palette. My best friend gave me this palette. I love using this palette. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use this shade, this dark shade right here. They don't have names, so I'm just gonna dip my brush into the brown, and I'm just gonna kind of keep it along the crease like this. So my movements, I'm just doing like patting or like tapping motions. I'm not like sweeping or doing circular motions. I'm just patting it because I just want that pigment to be very defined. And like, you don't have to do this step, but I just do it because it gives it's just gonna give your eye look more depth. Like, that's just how I like to explain it. So I'm gonna bring it from the outer corner all the way into the inner corner like that, and I'm just gonna tap it. All right. So the next color that I'm going to use is going to be from the same palette. It's going to be this kind of red, like burgundy red wine color. And I'm going to go in with the same brush. And I'm going to kind of not go over exactly where I put the brown, but kind of just like halfway. And I'm going to go into that same rounded shape like that. Now with this one, you can start sweeping your brush because we do want to blend the brown and the red together. Just kind of like marry them together, like come together. So I'm patting and I'm sweeping like that. And you can kind of start bringing it up too. Alright, so now I'm going to go in with this shade right here. It's kind of like a lighter version of the first color that we put on. And I'm going to kind of go on what I just put down. Now I'm going to go in with a different brush. I'm going to go in with this brush. It's kind of like a shorter, more like compact brush. It's just going to give us a more kind of like blended out look, because we're gonna start blending out the look now. So I'm going in circular motions because I'm trying to start a softer blend now that I'm getting out towards like the end of the look. Now if you feel like the colors are not quite blending because we went from such a dark color to a lighter shade, you can go back in with that brush that I used in the beginning, and you can go in with this shade that we just used and kind of try to blend the shades together if you feel like it's not quite blending well. And another way that I like to blend my eyeshadow out is kind of sweep the pigment like outwards, keeping your pressure pretty light because you don't want to be so like heavy-handed with it. put it this way. So when you're like in here in your crease, you're gonna have a heavier pressure with your hand. Going out, it's gonna be lighter and lighter. That's how you're gonna get that softer blend. So before I go in with my final shade to kind of soften everything out, I'm gonna go in and put a highlight on my brow bone. I usually do it in the beginning, but I forgot. So I'm just gonna use this shade right here. This is from the Morphe 350M palette, and it's just like a lot of the browns and neutrals, and has like everything on here. Just gonna give like a little bit of a highlight underneath the brow bone. All right, so now to kind of blend everything out, I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. This is like pretty much in the same family of those colors. It's just a lighter and brighter version of it. And I'm gonna take this fluffy brush and light pressure, start blending it out. I'm doing like circular motions and sweeping motions. Alright, so now I'm gonna cut my crease. This is gonna help give the center of the halo like more of like that crisp, clean pop. You don't have to cut your crease, but you should cut your crease. That's just how I feel. So I'm gonna go in with the Pro Conceal from LA Girl Cosmetics, and this is gonna be in creamy beige, so it's a lot lighter than my actual skin tone. I like to use these for just kind of like a highlight. So I'm gonna go in and use this Luxie flat liner brush. So it's just a very flat, skinny brush, helps you get really defined lines. And that's what I'm gonna use to cut my crease. So I have hooded eyes. So I have like 2 creases right there, and I go like over the second one, and I like to cut my crease the way that my eyes are gonna be normally. Once you have that line in there, you can kind of do this like trick where you just look down and then you look up with your eyes to see if any of the product transfers. If it does, then you need a new line for that crease. If it doesn't, then it's fine. Alright, so we're only bringing the crease here. You don't want to go too far out because the halo is more for the center. Like you want all the attention to be drawn to the center. So if you go too far out to the inner corner or to the outer corner, then it kind of defeats the purpose. So I'm just gonna do it right here and right here. So you don't want to go past this area. I know for people that have smaller eyes, I'm sure it's, you know, a little bit harder. I have like humongous like bug eyes, so I have room, I guess, to make my areas so big. So I don't like to waste my time like blending with my brush. I just like to take a sponge and kind of pat it like that, and it just smooths it out. Just be careful not to go up into the eyeshadow that you just spent so hard working on. Alright, so we're gonna go back in with this brush that we were using in the beginning. I love this brush. I use it like all the time. We all have that favorite brush. This one is mine, just right now. I go through different phases, I guess. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with this middle shade that we were using earlier, and I'm gonna put it right here. Make sure, and this is like kind of an important step, not to actually bring it into this eyeshadow here. We want it to be not touching. So I'm purposely doing it like this. And just bring it up like that. And then get the excess of the pigment off of your brush. And then just kind of like very, very lightly start sweeping it back and forth like this, just to kind of blend it out. You guys don't have to do this step, but I feel like it just creates like a smoother transition between this pigment here and your halo eye. Like it doesn't stop abruptly. So I'm doing the same thing here. I'm just sweeping and patting it just to create like a soft blend a gradation of colors. Alright, and now we're going to go back in with this dark burgundy, like red wine color that we used in the crease. And I'm going to put it here on the outer corner of the eye, and then we're going to blend it into that pigment that we just put down. Alright, I'm going to go in with the 350M palette, and I'm going to use this color. I'm sure on camera it probably just looks like a white shadow, but it's actually like an off-white, kind of like, I guess, eggshell color. And I'm going to go in with this rounded brush. It's like flat, but it's rounded. So it's like perfect for your lid right here. And I'm just going to trace this area, careful not to bring the white up past the crease line. And then I'm going to kind of like bring it into that red. So I do want it a little bit brighter in the center. So I'm going to go in with an actual white eyeshadow. It's this one from Morphe again. I love Morphe. I used to call him Morph for the longest time. I thought everyone was saying it wrong except for me. Right, and I'm just gonna go over what I did. And if you're bringing it past like this red color and you feel like, oh my god, you went too far, that's totally okay. You can go back in with that red, or even not even the red, but like the brush that you used for it, and just kind of like blend it out. Because it's just white. It's like, is white a color or is black a color? You say black is the absence of color, so white is a color then. Or is it the other way around? Anyways. So I'm going to go in with the Aurora Lights palette from BH Cosmetics. And I'm going to use this color here, this shade. It's called Ombre. And it's more of like a translucent kind of shimmery shadow. It's not anything too intense or crazy. And I like to wet it before I use it, just so that I can get the most out of it, I guess. And you can use your finger, you can use a brush. I like to use both. To go in with my finger. I feel like it always works better with my finger. So I'm going to conceal under my eyes because I'm going to bring some of the shadow down in my lower lash line. So this part is also optional. You don't have to bring it down to the lower lash line, but I like to do that. I think it gives the look, it's like, I don't know, it makes the look more dramatic. So I'm gonna use the darkest shade that we used, that like burgundy shade. And I'm just gonna connect it from here and bring it down. Alright, and I'm gonna go back in with Ombre, and I'm gonna put it right in here, my tear duct, I guess. I always love like putting shadow there, just like brightens up the eye. Like I feel like my eye is not complete if I don't put something there. Alright, so I'm gonna do the rest of my face and then I'll show you the finished look. much the look. I hope you guys liked it. I hope I explained everything well enough for you guys to recreate the look yourselves. If you guys have any looks that you guys want to see me do next or recreate, just leave a comment down in the comment section below. Make sure to follow me on my Instagram at dopelightcrystal. It should be linked to my YouTube channel. If not, it'll be in the description box below. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, whatever. I'll see you guys next time.